Like, this was incredible and
Oh wow.
crazy. Like, I literally just had to start everything over. It's a good thing that was 2 minutes in. Like, wow, technological errors.
I was gonna say
Now,
that.
I
Yeah.
could have saved that part, but since it was only like 3 minutes in, I just went ahead and just let it go. Ah, that was
Yeah, it's no
weird.
problem.
Welcome to the Godman Podcast, everybody. Y'all don't know this, but we're doing this for the second time in the last 3 minutes. We are
Having slight
your
technical difficulties.
happy, blessed, humble host. I am Big Mike.
Hey, yo, what up? This your boy Rock.
And today we're doing something a little different, y'all. We're about to do, as you've seen in the title, how well do you know your host? So it gives you guys a little insight on us, and it's gonna see how well we know each other and how we answer these questions. These questions were generated by the internet, one of our listeners, and some by from myself. Rodney, if you come up with any questions on the fly, feel free to ask them.
Okay.
So the way this is going to work in the beginning is we're going to answer about each other. And the first question off bat is, if your co-host went to jail, what would the charge be?
Honestly, if you went to jail, I'll say for aggravated assault and battery.
Y'all, he thinks I'm a madman still with a club in my hand. I am too out of shape to be
Yeah.
fighting anybody.
I mean, not saying it will. You will still not saying you're still there, but I'm just saying I could definitely see. Right, I'm in jail. What happened, man? Long story short, man, this dude was mad because I said he looked like a midget, but he was indeed a midget.
I was
And
going to
then-
say, is he under 5 feet? Was he 5'2" and under? Because if so, then my point stands.
For sure. So that's what I would say when you go to jail for.
Okay. Acceptable. Rodney, I think if you ever went to jail, I don't know what the charge would be, but it wouldn't be something you did. It would be you were caught up with the wrong place at the wrong time with your friends. And somebody else did something stupid and now you got booked for it.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
You're a little too responsible. You're not a hothead. You're not a raging alcoholic that's going to get like a drunken disorderly or anything. Like,
Right.
yeah. I don't think you'd get in jail for anything like that.
I got you. Okay, I can see that.
Unless, you had like a baby mama that pulled up to the house and started doing some crazy mess and you had to,
Switch
nah,
around.
really.
Yeah.
But, that's
Yeah.
not
Never
the
had
case.
that. Never had that. Yeah.
All right. So next one. This is going to be a real interesting one. And this is the question that inspired this whole thing, right? Would you take a charge for me, Rodney?
Will I take a charge for you?
And now here's the options, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So option one is I'm about to get convicted and they're about to throw me in for 15 years in prison. But I could get out. They would not charge me if you did 1 year for me instead.
Nah, I ain't doing no charge for nobody, man. I'm not doing no charge for nobody.
Damn,
I'm like, hey,
fam.
I mean, hey, I'll still call you. Like, I'll still come in. We'll have our Bible study still.
Nigga, you
Shoot.
better have my books completely full if I'm
Look.
doing 15 years.
Like, yo, we gonna have the best gospel album ever with you being locked up. The same thing happened for Biggie. It can happen for you, man.
This is crazy because my answer was I'd take the year for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
I might need to rethink the dynamics of this friendship, sir.
You can survive jail. I can't.
I might have to rethink the dynamics of this
Mike,
friendship.
You can survive jail. I can't survive jail.
So
Okay?
someone asked me, well, what about 2 years? And I said, I'd do 2 years for him still. To get him out of doing 15, then they said, well, how about 2 years and he would be in for 10 or he'd be in 10. And I was like, I think I can still do the 2 years to get him out for 10. You just gonna owe me, right? But yeah, I might have to rethink that now, sir.
You might have to. You might have to. Honestly, I feel bad. Like if you do that for me, for my no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Goodness, Carmen Jew's my brother, bro. And I
You
do
are
that
my
for my
brother.
brothers easily. I mean, for like the 1 year or something. Well, hold on. One of my brothers I ain't doing no time for. But
That's fair. That's fair.
the other
That's
two,
definitely fair.
yeah. One of them I'm not doing no kind of time for because yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So another follow up question to that, right? In the same vein of this,
Okay.
which one of us is more likely to snitch to the cops?
Ooh. About something that's between me and you, or like
In
if something
general.
happened in
In
general.
general.
I'm gonna fake you. If something that has nothing to do with us, I'm gonna say it
So I think it's important to define what snitching means. All right. So
for sure.
you cooperating with the police because something had absolutely nothing to do with you and you weren't a part of it, that's not snitching. All right.
So,
Snitching is when you were involved or you knew about this mess and you were involved and now you want to flip to save your own skin.
would I snitch? Would I snitch? Would I snitch?
Let's say you're facing 5 years if you don't. But you was involved. You made the decision to get involved in some grimy stuff that you shouldn't have been in.
Right.
You gonna rat to try to get out of it, or you gonna take your 5? I'm taking my 5 and be real with you.
I was gonna say that. I'm gonna take my 5. I'll
Yeah,
take the
if
5.
look, it's accountability, bro. It's like if I decided to do
sure.
whatever I decided to do, and I got caught up
sure.
in whatever, that's on me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like how I look at it. For real. Yeah, I'll take the 5 for sure.
All right, so neither one of us are likely to snitch then.
Nah.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah. Because that's what I said. I was confused on the barometer of the question or like the circumstance. I'm like, okay, but now it makes sense. Okay.
Okay. All right. So here's another one. All right. Which one of us is more likely to cheat to win any kind of contest? I'm just gonna say it's me.
I'm gonna say you. I'm gonna say you. It's definitely gonna be. It's definitely gonna be you. I think too much about this stuff, so it's definitely gonna be you for sure.
I would be real with you. I've cheated in sports, so like now I have a certain kind of cheating I'll do. Like I'm not
Yeah.
the kind of person like to get into like performance enhancing drugs or nothing, right?
Okay.
But listen, I fully subscribe to the Al Davis quote. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Listen, I've had. Oh my goodness, this is about to sound real bad. I've had moments playing football when I played where I came off the line and cup checked somebody.
What?
Yeah,
He was evil, Mike.
closed fist too.
Dang, he was closed fist.
Hey, to be fair though, he took and threw dirt into our center's eyes as the center snapped the ball.
Ooh.
So the next play, for 4 plays after that, the rest of the game, the entire line was hunting him, that D tackling.
sure.
So they got him up out the game because
Yeah,
we
he
was
going crazy.
like, I was like, nah, I'm gonna make you want to be on the bench now. But other than that, like, I mean, you do little stuff, bro. If you can get away with it, so I mean, that little kind of cheating is what it is. I did it in wrestling a couple times. I don't know how I didn't get caught in wrestling, but I've definitely done a couple things in wrestling that would have gotten me DQ'd.
I feel you. That's interesting. I'm trying to think. Have I ever? Have I ever done something like that before? If I probably have, I can't think of enough right now.
Probably people probably thinking, "Oh no, Pastor Mike got character flaws."
No, man, I'm like, don't like y'all never done nothing on Slick 2 when y'all was younger. Get out of
Hey,
here.
bro, like I said, competitive advantage. There, like for me, there's a certain kind of cheating I can't do because like my honor won't allow it, and I think that's dishonorable. But like little stuff like that, like, hey man, they tell you to wear a cup. Like that is what it is, you know. Now the other thing about like getting a competitive advantage over somebody like doing steroids is a whole nother ball game though.
For sure, yeah, that's definitely abusing it for sure.
Wearing stickum on your gloves if you had it is a whole other ball game. I can't do stuff like that, but like, you know, I might hit you here and there, you know, playing dirty. It's cheating, but it's just playing dirty. Everybody's everyone can do it. Just don't, you know, and everyone has the same chance of getting caught doing it in mid game. You know, it's just taking a risk to get a penalty. All right. But now who's more likely to cheat in a relationship? Ooh, your old lady ain't gonna like to answer this question because I'm saying it's you.
I'll say you. It's not gonna be me.
Yeah, nah, bro. I gotta disagree with you on that.
It ain't gonna be me.
I do not. Oh,
Come on now. Come on now.
oh.
Yeah,
We'll have to talk about this off air.
we will. We definitely will for sure.
But I move it like from the point of asking this question, who's more likely to cheat? I'm still. Dang, bro, you in a committed relationship though. Like, I really want to say you, but because I can't imagine myself doing that if I'm in a committed relationship. But technically, bro, I ain't. Nah, black men don't cheat. All right, moving on.
Exactly.
Move. I don't like that. I don't like that question. I'm gonna talk to whoever. I'm gonna talk to the person that had me write that down. All right. So, if your co-host released an album about their life, how many tracks would be on it, and what would be the title?
Say that one more time.
If your co-host released an album, their debut album, and it's about their life, how many tracks are going to be on it, and what's the title of it?
31 tracks. And if for a title for it, the title would be Coming of Age.
Interesting. 31 tracks because 31 years, I'm assuming. You know what's funny about that is
What's
I'm
up?
actually working on that with with two of the listeners right now.
Okay.
On an album or the first song for it, and it's called Chapter 12 because it's about year 12 when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
So yeah, you're actually really close to that. It's not gonna be 31 tracks though. That's insane. It
Hey.
might be like an EP.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. No. What's the short one? Is it EP or LP? That's the short one.
Sure one is EP.
Yeah, so it might be an EP. All right, for you, Rodney. I think you'd be releasing an 8-pack.
Okay.
I think you release an 8-pack, and I think the title of yours would be something like From Dust to Glory. I think it would be something like that, talking about from the time that you were, from dust, how you were created, so to get to the point where you are now in glory,
Okay.
in His glory,
In His glory.
Yeah.
The capital H.
or from the kitchen to glory, something like that.
Not for Kids in the Glory. Okay. What's the next one?
Lord. Between the two of us, who's more likely to achieve their career goals and why? Well, first, not like in general. Who's the first? Who's going to be the first one more likely to get it there first and why? I think first off, we need to specify what each other's career goals are.
For sure. For sure, definitely. Well, shoot, for me, my career goal is to act and produce films full time. That's my goal.
Okay. And mine is to become a clinical psychologist. Rodney, I'm going to say you achieve yours first. And the reason why is because you already functioning in that gift and that anointing. You've already been developing that for years. You're already making stuff, content on YouTube, and you've produced a short film already and acted in it, and you've been acting, and you've been in these plays, and you're around the people. You're around other people who are creators and producers who are putting you in these plays, and you're learning the process and all of that. So I think you'd be the first one to do that, to get there full time. Because at this point, I think the reason you'd be able to get there full time is because, one, it's not like you have to produce something at like Tyler Perry Studios, right?
That's true.
Because the age of the internet right now means that really it's only going to take one major, for you to get your first major project done. and for it to pop off online and for you to start getting paid from it. You know, which would allow you to be able to transition into doing that full time because now you have the views for all your short form content. And I think that'll happen before I become a clinical psychologist because I still got 2 years left of my bachelor's. Then I have to get my PhD. Then I have to get licensed in the state of Georgia after the PhD, which basically would only be able to happen a full year after I get the PhD because you have to do supervised work before you can a year of it before you can get licensed before you go to the board anyway. So we're talking a minimum of like another 5 years at minimum for me to get to the point where I'm entering into my career goal field. So I think you're more likely.
Okay.
Sir, you're supposed to be answering the question too.
Sorry, you was definitely speaking, but yeah, that's definitely how I felt for sure about it because I definitely know that when it comes to the acting and filmmaking, and you definitely hit everything on the head for real on just how I'm already in the circumference in the radius of that field already, and just already being introduced and definitely being taught by other people who are proficient in the area. And I said just for me doing my own things and just setting up the steps and the goals I have in mind, and definitely just more driven focused about it now, especially like right now it's on fire more than ever. Now it's just about just taking those steps, and definitely like how you said through the age and time that we're in when it comes to technology and social media, where just one viral thing can help elevate you to the very next level. And I definitely know when it comes to the field that you're in, it is definitely more paced, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's definitely more paced when it comes to you because it definitely takes, studying, grades, exams, and like you say, each level is a higher level. And I definitely do think, I definitely know what God has spoken to you about when it comes to this. So I know you're definitely going to proceed that head on, but yours is definitely a great pace when it comes to that. And like I said, the journey is just as important as the destination because of the lessons that you're learning from there. So yes, so I definitely see myself reaching that first, but yeah, definitely with yours, school is school. So there's some semesters, how many classes you're taking within the year. Sometimes it's financially, can we afford that year? And then, like how you said, there's
scholarship.
Scholarships.
Praise you gotta worry about that right now. Scholarship kicking in like 3 weeks.
I know that's right.
2 weeks.
That's how I see it for sure. Oh, so it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, I got 2 weeks left of this current course, and then after that, that 15K kick in.
Come on now. So there we go.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Yeah, but I tell you what, Rodney. I'll be real with you. Let something like because we've talked about the creative thing, right?
For sure.
Let something of creativity with me kick off, and I'm not gonna lie.
Come on
the
now.
bachelor's will get finished, but the PhD ain't gonna happen. Like let me actually. That's one of the goals I need is to finish one of these books. We'll finish all of them, but like let me finish the first one, and once and I start rolling. If any of those kick off, I'm not getting my PhD. I'm gonna be real with you, because I've been thinking about this for a minute on the why getting the psychology degree, right? So I know God has been pushing me towards the psychology itself. Now, after that, it was very kind of vague. It wasn't like it wasn't necessarily told like an assignment, like you have to go ahead and become a clinician. I chose that. But I'm starting to realize, and I think I told you this before, like the psychology is helping me to understand people better. And with understanding people, it's helping my writing so much. And so I'm thinking that might be part of the reason why I'm supposed to be doing psychology is for the writing. So if I can get the writing done and start producing that kind of stuff, and also content and stuff like that, and music, because we are both creatives, like, be real with you, bro.
For sure.
That PhD ain't happening.
Hey,
The Bachelor's
like-
is happening regardless.
Your gift will make room for you.
Right.
For sure. Nah, you're right. You're definitely right.
All right, so getting to a couple heavy questions. Well, actually, this is going to be a heavy question, then it's going to be followed up by two not heavy, and then a really heavy question.
Okay.
Who told me about this last one on this page? I'm going to have to talk to somebody. Why did I write that down? All right, so who do you feel bears the most responsibility in life right now?
You.
Why?
The reason why I feel like you have more responsibility
It's actually
is
I think
because
it is true though.
yeah, because I think the people you're surrounded by, they definitely depend on you, and with that dependency, there comes with a responsibility on your end where you can't afford to drop the ball, or
Goodness,
Or-
way to put the pressure on me, right?
or let people down. I'm like saying, don't get me wrong, like you're a very dependable person because people see how serious you take things and serious how you take things and how knowledgeable you are. You know, people depend on you, and you know that comes with a responsibility, whether it's with friends, whether it's with family or with your spiritual family, or even at work. You know, it's like I've definitely seen that you just have a lot more than what I have, if that makes any sense. If I could compare it, that's just how I see things, or just what me and you talk in our own private times, just what I see.
Okay. So I'll give you that. I'll give you right now the ministry part. Yeah, responsibility wise. Well, you know what? That's debatable because you're in just as many ministries as I am. Now, I think the heaviness might be a little heavier on mine. Okay, so yeah, that's more responsibility.
Yeah.
All right, right now, fine. In all right, 5 years from now, 5 years from now, though, I think it's you.
Yep, you're right. You're right. It's
Because 5 years from now, you will be married with kids. The way this is going, I won't be. Or I might be married, but I don't think, bro, I'm real talk. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on.
He said, I don't know what's going on. Why you say it like that? Yo, this boy, I don't know what's going on right now.
Like,
but
because
no.
in my mind, I'm like, yo, in 5 years, I should be like married with kids, right? Or something like that. But I'm like, yeah, I have no freaking idea. In the next 2 years, you should be married with a kid.
For sure.
I'm still just out here like, hi guys, I exist.
I'm just out here trusting God. That's it. I feel you. But no, you're right. You're definitely right. I definitely see myself in 5 years definitely like more responsibilities for sure. Even like I'll say this. Currently right now there is no weight, but spiritually I feel the weight because right now I'm in the process of preparing and I know what's going to come. So sometimes it does feel like I have the weight, but it's just like it's not here yet. But I definitely do understand what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think in the next 5 years you would have taken upon more responsibility because I think the family unit, being a husband and father, would be added to that plate with you. And then, like I said, in the next 5 years, I really do think you will be in charge of producing your own, and
For sure.
your own content and everything. Basically, so like a business owner, so that comes with a whole nother set of responsibility itself. All right,
Yeah.
10 years from now,
Okay.
I think it flips back to me in 10 years. I think things, especially like family-wise, will even out, by if it don't even out by the 10-year mark family-wise, then it's just not going to happen for me. Let's put it that way. But I think in 10 years, we both, I think it is going to be a case where more responsibility is probably back on me because at that point I should be like actually pastoring as well. Actually, that could happen in the next 5 years, but I'm going to say 10.
We'll say 10 or less. 10 or less.
Yeah. Woo, okay. Time for something more lighthearted.
Okay.
One listener said, "Who would win a roasting contest between the two of us?"
We do this all the time. It's funny.
I think it depends on the day.
It's of the day and time. It's the day and time.
And in the material. If you give me something,
Yeah.
good to get on, I will be able to roast you for days. We've seen that on a cruise. I will be able to roast you for days on one topic. I will make your life hell every time you turn around. I will bring it back and relate everything to that somehow.
For sure. Who? Between a roasting session.
But yeah, like a random impromptu roasting session with like no Batman prep time or nothing.
I'll say me.
I think it would be you too.
Yeah, I'll say me. I'll say me. Yeah, because I remember one time when we was on the phone. One time we was going for like a straight 5 minutes of roasting.
Yeah.
We was going back and forth. Oh my gosh, I can say I don't have none of my friendships or brotherships is like that. You're the only person who I can go. Like when it comes like roasting back to back, that'd be hilarious, man. It'd be hilarious,
Bro, and that's what I be saying, like getting a girl and everything. Like, bro, I can't. If I have a girl, she got to be able to handle that because, honey, when that hand comes out, and you know what I'm talking about, and it gets
sure.
by my temple real quick, and then the arm thrusts down, and the hand just does the flick down at your feet.
For sure.
I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's like, sweetie, I'm gonna roast the hell out of you.
Exactly.
It's going to happen. So if you can't take that, we can't be together because there's no way I'm going to be able to get into a marriage or relationship with somebody long term and they start crying if I start roasting because there's going to be a lot of crying nights and we're going to be sleeping in separate beds a whole lot.
Yeah. Like, you gotta have someone who can like take jabs, who can
Dish it back too. I don't want it to be just like you can just take it and you just stand there and take it and laugh with. No, you got to be able to come back, clap back.
Yeah, for real. You know what? I was gonna say that too. I was just gonna say that like you gotta know how to joke back. Cause for me, like I like when people clown me. I be crying in tears because I'm like, dang, that is true.
That must be funny though.
That'd be so funny. I'm like, I can't even say nothing.
Like
I can't even say
a
nothing.
good roasting session where both of y'all are coming at each other and they say something funny enough for you to get tears from laughing. Those are the best
tears.
ones.
They be the best ones. I swear. It can't nothing beat that. Can't nothing beat that. And then people just be so like sensitive. Like, nah, for real though. Why you say that, man? You went too far with it.
Oh, there's nothing like there's no too. Well, there is a little too far. Like because we know each other so well, we know where not to hit. There is a below the belt for us. But like, yeah, like I've had people say, "Oh, too far," blah blah blah, because you said something to somebody before and you guys are roasting. And y'all like just like associated or something like that. Like how we used to do on a bus, right? You know, school bus roasting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, in the back for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. I talked about somebody's dead parent before.
Dang, Mike.
And they were like, that's too far. And I was like, no, it's not. Their grave is too far.
Yeah.
6 feet. Yeah, bro. Like, I can say that part, with kids, yeah, probably too far.
I feel you.
All right, bro. So this next question they asked is, who plays too much?
Who play too much?
Yeah.
Okay. It's neck and neck, but I'll really say you just because what happened on the cruise. Just because what happened on the cruise. Because you know what I'm talking about
too. The craziest thing about that is though.
What's up?
Negro, we got videos of both of us doing it. Everybody else is sitting there laughing like, what's wrong with these two people?
Dang. So it's just
that's how I was like, when you say we neck and neck, I'm like, we really are. Because we sit there and match each other and feed off that mess. But I think at the end of the day, I think it is me because I think I start most of it all the time. I start more of it than you.
For sure.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, for real. Right. Hold on, Mike. Let's pause for one moment, okay?
Yes. All right, next question.
Okay.
All right, this is talk about each other's experience with heartache. Now, I assume, all right, I that's a weird one. All right, so I think we would have to talk about our own heartache and just discuss it, our own experience with it. You want to take the reins on this one? I know you've been hurt
Um,
before.
hurt plenty
Singing
of
in the
times.
rain.
Man, exactly.
What
Okay, wait. So
R&B
you
songs
asking
do
me?
you put to your heart?
Ooh, I buried those so much in the past. So much in the past.
One Last Cry for me does it.
One last cry.
Yeah.
Um, uh, what's just a sad? Okay, one last cry. Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, here's one that got me. I might
What?
not have been married to the girl, but In My Bed by Drew Hill got me. I got that happened to me before.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, okay, the song that really got me. Ah, that was a good song. But so I got two that comes to mind. One is Sam Smith's "Lay Me Down." The second one is this song by I got it, "Mercy" by Brett Young. That song gets me every time.
I haven't heard that. I'm gonna listen to that.
That's like when I went through that moment with
She who shall not be named in
she
Georgia.
should not, no, not Georgia.
Oh, the book.
The book, yes, the book.
Yeah.
Around that time, that's when that song played, and yeah, for sure, that song got me every time,
You
every
said
time.
it's called Lay Me Down.
Well, the one from Sam Smith, his is
Oh no,
Mercy.
Brett
Yeah,
Young
Brett
one.
Young. Brett Young is Mercy. That song got me every time, man. Just him and a
Yeah.
good, just him and a good guitar. Who man,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna listen to that
for
when we
sure.
finished. All right, so talk about your experience with heartache, Rodney.
Um,
Your achy breaky heart.
honestly, with heartbreak, I just feel like I've suffered a lot of heartbreak. Like Mike, you know me. Like when we first met, I'll admit it, I was a simp for love. You know, it's like I loved love and I loved hard. So when it comes to that, I don't know, just every girl who I came across, I just gave them the benefit of the doubt and just try to make it work. Ones that were good and ones that were bad, but then it just seemed like every girl that I was interested in, they weren't interested in me, and that's what caused the heartbreak. And it was just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. It was just like, then it got me thinking, like, wow, is it me? Like, am I not tough enough? Like, am I not good looking? Am I not tall enough? So, like, these insecurities started rolling in. And then it got to a point where I was just like, no, let me be an F boy and just be out here. And, but then I knew, like, deep down, I was still numb, still, wanting love but not wanting it at the same time, where I just walked around with like this big chip on my shoulder and just gave up. So yeah, my experience with heartbreak, it was just realizing like that I just came to the conclusion that I'm not good enough for anybody. That was my conclusion with that.
So what you're saying is the heartbreak messed up your self esteem. Basically, is what's going on.
I'll say basically yeah. Yeah,
That
it's
sucks,
like,
bro.
it's kind of weird. It's weird because it's like I was confident in myself because I was in my purpose. You know, sometimes I separated the two where it's like, hey, I'm confident in my gifts, my talents, and church, blah, blah, blah. I'm cool. But then when it comes to like romantic relationships, I always felt like I wasn't good enough. So that did mess with my self esteem on that end of the spectrum, where just it was on that point. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I would say as far as mine goes, bro, like I was kind of already on the track of being. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. I was already on track of being an asshole before it happened, and I was already drinking. But like, I would say that I've only had one heartache, one heartbreak, right? Because after that, I just said like f everybody, and this is what it is. Y'all about to get the venom now, basically, right? And I think it just further pushed me along, as pushed me further down the line as far as like the callousness that I had and my propensity to always be inebriated.
Right. Wow.
But God,
But God.
All right. Man. Son of a gun. I should have reviewed these questions. Who has more of a grip on their emotions? I say it's me.
It's definitely you. It's definitely you. Hands down.
Yeah, I
Hands
think.
down, you. Like, man, even to this day, I may look tough on the outside, but yo, I still be my feelings sometimes. I be like, man,
Well,
it's definitely you for
emotions.
sure.
So we got to remember one thing because we're men and we like to do this like we don't feel like anger is not emotion. It is an emotion. Anger and those other emotions that we deem as manly are still emotions. So just keep that in mind with your answer. But I think it is me as well, and that's because I think that was such an area with me as far as the anger and everything was concerned, and then the burying everything else in my minefield of a backyard of emotional traumas and things of that nature. That when I got back to Georgia when I was 25, and we had goodness, bro, I've been back 6 years almost. It'll be 6 years, October 31st. But point being is like when I got back, I think that was like the first thing that David and them started kind of working on. Either women too could just see it on me. I don't know how, but like everybody just saw it on me when I got back to Georgia. All the women and men in the church. And so for like the first 3 years, that's basically what was being worked on until like I got to the point where I am now. Which don't get me wrong, I still like to bury things in a minefield of my backyard of emotions in my psyche, but I dug up all those old mines and dealt with them and diffused them. By the way, people, I make the reference when the metaphor I'm using is like, men like to say, something happens, you either rub some dirt on it or you just bury it and forget about it. And so I always said I'd bury it and forget about it in the backyard. So my mind is is the house, and I go in the backyard, which is like the subconscious or whatever, and I bury whatever happened and however I feel about something, I'll bury it back there and forget it was there. But whatever I buried is a landmine. So if I go step on it, if I go digging to bury something else, I'm going to hit something and it's going to explode, and then we're going to have two explosions. So when I got back to Georgia, I definitely had a minefield of a backyard. And, metaphorically speaking, I had to go and start working on digging up all those mines, diffusing them, which is working out the issues and working out how I feel about certain things and accepting it and moving past it. Now I have a backyard that's pretty safe for kids.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. No, because I think that's really good. That's really good for real. Because like when you realize, I like how you said sometimes we do just bury stuff, and we brush it off. We think it's okay. We try to put it on a mask to pretend like we're hurt or like we're not phased, like it doesn't bother us. Then one day something does happen, and then that's when we just go off on someone, and then you like, wow, like where'd that come from? Like this whole time you was really suppressing and burying that, and then it's just like you didn't know how much damage it was doing until the worst scenario happens. And trust me, I've been there before, and sometimes I do catch myself because I definitely know what I've been burying and knowing what I've been trying to avoid or run away from. And then when I do get it, I think because I think a thing and I try to distract myself to do something else so I don't think about it. But then that feeling I had while I was thinking about it previously is still marinating there. So when something does happen, I just get irritated and upset, and they be like, "Ronnie, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm fine."
Yeah, bro. And see, like this, I had to learn that it was so unhealthy to do that. And you know what? The psychology actually helped a lot with that too. And I had to learn how to, process and do all those things. Like, there are some things, like I said last year, I had that episode and everything. And I had to learn how to move past that and learn how to do things differently next time when I was under that kind of pressure because I had never felt that before. Just like, there's sometimes where things happen, you never learn how to deal with them because you've never felt or experienced them. And then you don't trust the people around you to talk to about it, which is the wrong thing to do. You have to have somebody you can talk to. but I think
For
at the
sure.
same time you're going through something too. So like, it's one of those things where like having somebody to talk to in a community helps. And like that's why I say, yo, you and me, like two different two. Really, bro, we don't. I don't even know if we're two different sides of the same coin. We're really the same side of the coin.
Yeah. For sure.
So we that's why it's helped us both tremendously through the years being able to talk to each other about everything.
For sure, definitely. And I was just saying this to someone the other day. I know we're getting kind of off track, but I did talk to someone the other day about just what if I'm going through something or I needed advice, and then they said like, well, who can you talk to? I said, I know I can talk to DeMichael because I trust his. I'll say this: when I'm asking you something or for your advice for something, it's not from a there's actual knowledge and wisdom coming from it, not just a biased point of view or letting your emotion drive the decision. It's like I can trust his judgment because he has credibility, if that makes any sense. I know even like if I am presenting something to you that is some people may quote like embarrassing or they try to sweep in a rug, I know with you there's no judgment. You won't say, hey, just shake it off, you a man, or whatever. Like you actually provide instructions and you let me say this, you actually help the situation. And that's really important in a time where we present something to someone, they will make it seem like it's not a big deal when really it is. Obviously, if it wasn't a big deal, I wouldn't come to you if it wasn't a big deal. So, yeah, that's what I can say about our brothership that I do never take for granted. That we can always talk about something without being judged by the other person.
You're right. You're definitely right, bro. All right, who has the worst temper currently?
Me,
That was quick.
I feel like lately it's been me.
Okay. All right. You know what? You're probably right about that, but I would also like to present to you being on the phone with me while I'm driving.
Them roles are switched. Man, do not be on the phone with Mike if he's driving. Oh my gosh, it's the funniest thing you ever see because you'll have like a normal conversation with me, and then out of nowhere, someone may cut you off or something like that, or they
They
do
do
something
stupid
stupid.
things.
It's like you kind of block out us talking, and it's like the personality will switch, and you'll say whatever you say in that moment, and then that's when you snap and come back. You be like, "Okay,
English
yeah,
or
Rock. So what's you
Spanish?
saying?" Yeah, definitely English or Spanish for sure.
Yeah. But you know what? I think temper wise right now, I think in the time that we are in our lives, I think I have seen more of a out of control. It's not really out of control, but I've seen more of a drastic change in temper when it comes to you compared to me. Like I've really mellowed out in the past few years.
You have, you
Like
have.
seriously mellowed out. It's incredible, and all it took was the Holy Spirit showing me some things about myself for me to change.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it probably is you right now. But we're working on that.
Yeah, we're working on that because I
Definitely working
noticed.
on that.
Yeah, just like I said, it's just a new season that I'm in and trying to adjust to the changes and also things that were happening last season. I'm just like I said, just harboring into some things, but it's better. It's well, I'm adjusting. The fact that I'm realizing that I'm angry, or what? No, let me not say that. I have angry moments, but I'm
Yeah,
glad I'm able to acknowledge it, address it, and just to go with the flow of it and change the perspective of the situation and realize, hey, I can change how I see this situation and act accordingly and walk in love. So that's the best part about it.
yeah. No, I definitely agree with that, bro. All right, let's because we could sit here in this position for a minute.
For real. I don't blame you. Yeah.
How well does your co-host exemplify the fruits of the spirit?
Oh man, 100%.
No, how well? I'm gonna pull them up right now, right?
Okay.
Galatians 5:22 through 23. But the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. I can point at some of those that I still have issues with. So don't let's not even try to say I'm 100%. And for you
Okay.
right now, I'm looking and I think you're good with joy.
Okay.
I think you're good with love. I think you've always been good with peace. You've gone through a lot and showed that you the long suffering.
Cool, man.
The kindness part,
Uh-huh.
I think it's a little shaky sometimes, but you're pretty decent.
Yeah.
I think you're good with goodness. You're definitely faithful. We've seen that, so just with this, what we're doing right now. Gentleness and self-control. I'll be completely honest with you, Rodney.
You always have.
Your self-control needs some work.
You would, I would not. I would not disagree. I would not disagree.
Your self-control needs some work.
It does. It does.
All right, so I mean, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 listed, I think there's like 2 to 3 that might be or kind of rocky that you need to work on, but the other 6 is fantastic actually.
Okay. Let me see here.
Yeah, go ahead and rate me, bro. Let's go ahead and get this
Okay.
over with.
Okay. You're good with love. You're good with joy.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about the joy. Well, you know what? I don't know about the joy part necessarily. That's off and on. That's one I definitely have to work on.
Really?
Bro, look at how things have been the past few weeks with me. Have I been joyous?
Well, I was gonna relating to that. I was looking at a different one compared to that. Okay. Actually, I was gonna relate that to peace. Actually,
Really?
Ina said, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I was gonna relate that with peace. You're good with patience, like, and reason why I say you're good with patience
Oh, I am.
is reason why I say that is because you have to. Not saying like, hey, I'm choosing to be patient. I think because you're aware of a situation and you've done all that you can do, so you just like you're just in a Job moment where you're like, hey, I'm gonna sit here and God, I know you're gonna come through, but I'm still gonna be obedient and walk through. So that's why I say that patience comes into play.
Well, see, the patience thing for me, I had to learn. So, what really stopped the anger problems I had years ago was God working on patience with me.
For sure.
Because once he developed a certain level of patience, because now, like, bro, I'm patient. I'm really patient now, like really patient.
For sure.
Once that happened with people and everything else, once I started being patient with people as how they are, bro, the anger stopped. There was no need to be angry. Like, you are who you are, and I'm patient with you.
Okay. Okay. You're good with faithfulness. You're good with gentleness.
I would disagree. I think that's the other one that I have an issue with.
With gentleness.
How many times have I told you, Rodney, that I don't know how to do anything except be blunt and batter people with the truth?
I don't know. I think I'm confusing the gentleness with kindness.
Yeah,
Cause
kindness. Yeah, I'm definitely good with kindness.
okay,
The
so
gentleness part is, I think, is something that to this day people tell me I need to work
right.
on.
You know what? I'll take that back. So I'll trade those two, the gentleness for the kindness. I think you are very kind with people, for sure. You're very kind with people.
Yeah.
Well, because with gentleness, I can see what other people say. Because me, I just maybe because I'm on that same level as you, so I kind of understand on your sense of humor on how you get things. So for me, it doesn't phase me or bother me.
And I've been so bluntly honest and battering you with the truth for so long that you've gotten used to it. A lot of other people aren't, and they have an issue with that, and they're like, "Why do you say it like that? It's just so mean. You could have done it differently and said things different." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not about to sugarcoat nothing for y'all."
All right, all right. You definitely, and just me, as long as I've known you before the seriousness of your walk and the serious of it now, I'll say your self control has definitely exceeded.
Leaps and bounds. That was non-existent before.
That was because I'm just thinking right now, like self control. I'm like
Just think about main event. Enough said.
That's the only thing I thought about. Main event before we clocked in, during clocked in, after we clocked out.
Good Lord, the amount of alcohol and profanity that was thrown out during a shift was wow. It was really insane.
For sure. Thank God for deliverance.
Woof. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Okay. All right. Next question.
Yeah. Describe the talents of your co-host.
When you say describe the talents, what you mean, like naming what they do well, like
Well, I don't know. The question says the prompt says describe the talents. I guess that's naming, describing what they do well. I guess what their talents are. Look, all right, so I'll just go off of this. Well, how I feel this is right. So, Rodney,
Go ahead.
you are very talented, creative, extremely talented in writing in general. Your mind works very well with writing and producing. You have a vision, and you have the capability to plan and execute it. And I think a lot of people don't have the combination of those abilities. A lot of people just know how to execute and plan, and a lot of people just have a vision but don't know how to do it. You know how to do all of it. You are very creative as far as like the music goes, dancing goes, writing plays and scripts and short form content that you do for like YouTube and whatnot. You're very good with the marketing yourself on social media when it comes to that kind of stuff. As far as talents and abilities, I see those things. Also, one thing that you're pretty good with is financial management too. That is a gift. Gift I wish I had. That is a gift though. Like, so I think those are the main gifts that I see in you. And then, I mean, shoot, look at the money thing. Like, financially responsible. You're on the trustees. And I think you're a very good communicator. I think that is another gift of yours.
Okay. When it comes to you, what I see, Mike, when it comes to your creativity has versatility when it comes to this, just speaking on the music side, this storytelling, where you're not limited to just one genre, but you're musically aware of different structures based off a genre, whether it is rock, gospel, R&B. You definitely know the drum patterns are different. You know the storytelling and country. You know the vocal abilities when it comes to R&B. Your viewpoint of music is not just a beat, but you know the science behind it. And I think that's another gift of yours. I know when it comes to your creativity, you're able to capture the emotion but still intelligent at the same time based off of the story that you're telling. When it comes to the direction of something, the end result of where you want to of what you want to do when it comes to the project. That's something that many people don't have. They know the gift, but they don't know the end result of where they're trying to go. They just know that they have it. And the fact that you know what you're going to do, like how we mentioned before, when we talk about the book, you know what you're going to do and the roadmap it takes to get there. And I had it in my head. I lost it just for a moment.
Take your time, Reverend.
Oh, this is a good one. When it comes to your talents, and this relates to the music thing as well, if we're talking about genres, you're not afraid to think outside the box and follow up to do outside of the box. Yes, there is a lane you can go in, but you're not afraid, Mike, to say, hey, why don't we do it this way? I feel like this way is better because of this. You're very strategic, and because of the strategic, you're able to see it from all angles, but you're able to say, hey, this lane is the best lane to go into if I'm going to do this. So it's like, and the last thing I'm gonna say is definitely the endurance. I feel like with your creativity, there's definitely endurance. There's innovation, there's imagination, and there's definitely radical. That's a word I'm gonna use to end this off. Your creativity is definitely radical when it comes to the ministries, the projects, and the stories that you plan on doing. Like as a writer as well, one writer knows when another writer is doing good. You actually have that.
People off.
That's that radical part. Definitely that radical part for sure.
All right. So, a little more lighthearted. What country would your co-host move to if they had to leave America? If you had to leave the United States, I think you, and money's not an issue, maybe. I think you would probably, man, I wish I would have looked over these questions so I could have thought about this one. Let's see. I think you would want to move somewhere warm. You're definitely not trying to move anywhere cold, so that kicks Europe out. I would imagine you don't want it to have tropical storms hitting it every year, so that would rule out. I say New Zealand, bro.
New Zealand.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about hurricanes hitting every year. It's a beautiful place, nice people for the most part from what I've seen. Great environment, great place to raise kids and everything. I think New Zealand for you. Just because just because if you had to leave the U.S., I don't think you'd move anywhere in the Caribbean or Central America. Just because I don't think you'd want to put yourself directly in the path of a hurricane.
For sure.
That's literally the only reason I didn't pick anything there, because that would have been the first pick.
Not for real though. Let's see. For you, where I see you living at, honestly, I think I could see you moving to Guatemala.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't mean that, people, like saying the Guatemala, this country is gross. That I'm about to get canceled. dang it, I'm about to get canceled. All right, what's your thought process on that?
I don't know. I think like you'll definitely, since that's kind of like, you're from, well, not saying you're not from Guatemala, but it's like from like
Nigga, I am from
the
Michigan.
you know what I'm trying to say, like, your heritage background of that descent. I
Goes
think you
back
would
to
like
Louisiana.
Louisiana,
That's where my
but I
heritage and
think
background goes back to. My mom and all them from my grandmother and all that's from Louisiana.
I don't know. I think you'll.
My
I think you
pops
would
is
like
from
a place
Cuba.
that. I think you'll like around that area, like the Cuban Mexican type of thing. I think you'll. I think you'll love that. Or that's just what I'm assuming, but I think you like something like that.
If I had to leave today, you know where I would go?
Where
Bro, I say it all the time. I'm either going to Panama or going to Belize.
I was gonna say that.
Panama because I know that as far as ministry wise, I'd be in the same ministry and under the same covering. Belize because I wouldn't have to learn Spanish. I wouldn't have to learn Spanish if I moved to Belize. And it's a beautiful place. But I wouldn't have to learn Spanish.
Be like, oh Lord, please don't teach me.
Yeah, I think for you it'd be like New Zealand or like somewhere like French Polynesia, like Bora Bora or something. I think you'd do something great with that. But at the same time, because of the kind of person and creative you are, I don't think you'd want to go to like Bora Bora, and that's why I said New Zealand because there is a bigger population, and there's actually like actors from that place like what's his name Kate Blanchett and what's the old dude's name right now? He played in he kept getting movies with her. I'm forgetting his name, and I can't believe I'm forgetting his name because he's real popular. Oh, this is gonna hurt me. He literally played in like every movie with Kate Blanchett. He plays Butcher in The Boys. Can't believe I'm forgetting this man's name right now.
Let me see.
This is gonna eat me alive thinking about this. But regardless of the case, I could definitely see something like that. So they have, actors, they film movies there and everything. So that's why I was like, I think that would be the environment for you.
Okay.
But USA, USA.
USA.
All right, Rodney. If you could only listen to one genre of music for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh wow. Hey, one genre of music for the rest of my life. One genre of music for the rest of my life.
Yeah, bro. It's a hard one.
It's definitely a hard one.
I'll go first. I'll say Christian rock. It's a hard choice, but I know I'd take that because I get the elements of rock and metal that I want, and I still get the message of the word.
I feel you. I'll say R&B. I'll say R&B.
Okay. Why?
I think because the reason I I would like to listen to R&B for the rest of my life is just because I just know that's what I would be singing majority of the time. So, have like my own little concert or whatnot as I'm singing.
But you know what's crazy, bro?
I'll say
That
R&B.
That means you would never be in worship again.
I know that was the
Like-
hardest part. That's the hardest part. I was like, ugh.
That's why I said I had
I
to
know.
go Christian rock because I can still get into worship with these people, and at the same
right.
time still have the more upbeat and like great, kind of like high paced songs or the hype music kind of deal.
I don't know. Shoot, for me,
The R&B
I don't
would be
know,
difficult.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do Christian R&B.
Okay, there's a thing. If
I'll do Christian R&B probably.
Technically, Fred Hammond released a love making album, so I guess there's Christian R&B. But all right. Next question. This one was from a listener. This is gonna be a tough one. If you had to live in one time period of the Bible, which one would it be?
Oh man.
Yeah. pick an event and time period in the Bible, and that's where you got to live at.
Whew.
I know that's rough, ain't it?
Ah.
Because it's like your options are suffering, or oh, here we go, suffering.
Man. So give me. Because all of it just sounds like suffering, if I could be honest with you.
Because it sucks. It's like, bro, like, how do you? When I read this question, I was like, how do I choose? If I pick anything before Jesus, I don't have the Holy Spirit within me. Mm-hmm. And I actually have to make sacrifices. But if I pick anything after that, which is the book of Acts and forward, I got to deal with persecution from the Roman freaking Empire.
Oh my gosh, this is so irritating. I'll say because like none of this sounds
though? None
of this sounds amazing at all.
All of this sounds rough.
I don't know, man. Give me the first chapter in Romans, and I'll be okay.
All right, I would say give me the time a period right after the Israelites got the promised land. So after they inherited the land of Canaan and everything, let me get in there at that time. Before all the wars and all that really kicked off with them in the time of Judges and all that, let me get the time right after they got into the land of Canaan and divvied up the land, and I want to live my life there. Like for me, that's the in between time that I can pick. Otherwise, it's like, bro, I don't want anything to do with the book of Genesis. I don't want anything to do with the book of Exodus.
At all.
Actually, I don't want anything to do with the first 5 books of the Bible, period, as far as time period. Like, I need to get past Joshua, so now we got to get past book 6, but I don't want to go too far because if I go to book Judges, Israel's at war all the time with prophets leading us who are hearing from God. That's great and everything, but we're divided. And then you get into the time of the kings, and it's like, that's even more war and more division, and it just keeps going from there. So I would say, yeah, just let me get in between Judges and Joshua.
Yeah, that's how
It's going to be rough either way. And then, like you said, I don't have the Holy Spirit now. And, geez, when I say I'm going to be making sin offering sacrifices, Lord.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true, yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll go to the next question because, yeah, that was rough. I hope you're happy, listener.
I hope so, too, because that was a horrible
It's a terrible
experience.
question.
But very interesting, though.
Oh, and he followed up with this one. If you had to marry one woman from the Bible, who would it be?
If I had to marry one woman from the Bible, who would it be? Give me. Give me the woman who poured perfume on Jesus' feet. Give me her.
Okay.
Give me her.
Okay. Why is that?
Because it shows that she's giving and that she's willing to sacrifice.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I'm picking Yael because she stood on business.
Hey, ain't nothing like business, man.
She killed that other king, that enemy of Israel. She assassinated that man. She stood on business. So I pick her.
I want that one.
This is literally the only reason why. This was a difficult question too for me.
I knew it had to be something like that. I said this girl must have did something.
Yeah, when when Deborah, the judge, Deborah, the prophet who was leading Israel at that time, one of them, she led the armies of Israel against, I forget what army it was, but the king escaped and he ran, and Yael was in a tent, and she decided to be like his tent, or she decided to like wait on him and everything because he got in there and he was hurt. And she was like, I'm going to attend to your bedside, blah, 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 blah. And she shoved a dagger in his throat or something like that.
Yeah.
Stood on business.
On business.
All right. If your co-host had to be an animal, what would it be?
I thought you'd be like an eagle.
An eagle. Bruh, I think why an eagle? Because like I thought you'd be a bottlenose dolphin.
A bottlenose dolphin.
Yeah, bro.
Me?
Yeah.
Man,
Community oriented. Hold up. Here's the reasons why, right?
All right, go ahead.
Very like remember, I'm an animal guide right now. Community oriented. Is not afraid to throw down and kill a shark. In an unconventional way too. It's not like you go and you bite and eat them. You guys they'd ram into the sharks and destroy their internal organs. It's freaking incredible. They're menaces, by the way, with that. But yeah, I think community oriented, good family, good with family and all of that, family based. Good with raising their very very intelligent.
Interesting.
Why'd you go eagle? And what would you? All right. So first off, yeah. Why'd you go eagle for me?
So reason why I would say eagle, of course, it was either between either a lion or I didn't want to just pick like the typical bear, lion, lion, panda bear. I don't know. I want to say those
Bro,
things.
If you would have picked the panda for me, we would have had to throw some hands.
Is that so? Damn.
We would have had to throw some hands if you picked the bro. They suck at being. They even suck at being pandas. Pandas suck at being themselves.
For sure. I think with the eagle is because an eagle is definitely majestic, for sure, and definitely, an eagle is a bird, yes, but it's an elite type of bird where I definitely heard that when an eagle does fly, it fly at a high altitude. That only time when an eagle is flying in the sky, it goes so high where the only time an eagle will see another type of bird in the sky if it's an actual eagle as well.
Yeah. At its
so
level.
at its level. So that's how I kind of envision you as an eagle, because the heights that you're reaching and striving for, you won't find yourself settling to be around other people who are not at least going or operating in their purpose, their life in the same way how you are.
Jeez, way to keep putting the pressure on me, Rodney.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Jeez. All right, what animal would you have considered for yourself?
An animal for myself. An animal for myself. Meerkat.
Bro, do you realize how vicious those things are? Like,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
fam, also, it's hilarious that you chose one of the animals that's part of a matriarchy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
The head female runs everything.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Wow, I know that.
That's hilarious, though. For you,
Mm-hmm.
that is very hilarious.
That's funny. Hey, I was going to say meerkat or a lemur. One of those two.
Oh, Zaboomafoo.
Zaboomafoo. Nah, for real though.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. For myself, I thought I'd be an orca, bro.
Okay.
Let me be an orca, which is another type of dolphin, the biggest kind, but like, bro, like, family and community oriented, super smart, vicious hunters, and about to swear again, they're the assholes of the sea. I mean, dolphins are too, but orcas take it to another level.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Bro, you ain't never seen videos of them like killing a seal and just like using their tails and like because people forget how big and strong they are. These things get to like 20 feet.
Nah, I never peeped that.
Yeah, they will literally slap stingrays or seals, just slapping them around until they die, and they're still slapping them with their tails, like bouncing them like a ball coming in and out of the water. They're playing catch with each other or volleyball with it, like animals that they've killed by hitting them like that. Like that's how they are.
Okay.
So, and then I mean the colors, it's like gang gang. Know what I mean?
For sure.
All right. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
If I had a superpower,
Please don't say X-ray vision.
Nah, I left that back in middle school. If I had a superpower, honestly, I would not mind teleporting.
Okay.
Teleporting.
If I had a superpower, I'd basically want to be the Juggernaut.
I mean, we did have that conversation before. Yeah, you
Just
said
make
that.
me a big, impossible, like an unstoppable force that bullets and everything can't hurt,
For sure.
and just
Okay.
like just set me loose on whatever enemies of the United States, and I'm just gonna sit there and literally jog through their country, destroy everything. All right. All right, last question that we have on the list, and then you know if you have any, you can ask them. Right? If your co-host had to get rid of one word from the dictionary, what would it be? I think you're probably annoyed by the word, whatever word is current right now. So I'd say for you is demure.
For you, I'll say vibe.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You know I hate that word now. That and toxic.
You know what? It was between those two. It was either toxic or vibe. So for sure.
Good
I'll say for
Lord,
you,
I hate the
vibe.
two of those words.
For sure.
Man, you got anything to ask Rodney? Any random
Nah,
questions
actually,
come to thought?
no random questions. No random questions. I think the ones you asked were definitely top tier for sure. They were definitely good questions, man.
Yeah, bro.
It was definitely
man.
funny.
You know, random question. If one of us had to smack our wives, who would it be first? Don't answer. This has been a great podcast.
It's been an amazing podcast. Amazing podcast. Amazing podcast.
There's going to be a lot of women that did not appreciate that joke.
At all. I think we just lost like 20% of our audience because of that last question.
Between that and then the Guatemala thing that I said, I am definitely getting us canceled.
Well, at least you know we did what we did and we came this far.
Again, people, y'all got to realize I have a very expansive sense of humor. Pain means nothing to me when it comes to being funny. I make a joke at like everybody's expense.
Exactly.
Dead parents. Bruce Banner. But anyway. All right, y'all know what it is. This has been the Godman Podcast. Giving y'all something light today, something enjoyable. I know it's different than what we usually do, but you know, every once in a while we come out with like an episode like this or a shenanigans episode, which, by the way, we have not done a shenanigans episode in like 2 years, Rodney.
Are we about due for another shenanigans?
Oh my goodness, we're due for a few. We're overdue for a few of them.
Okay, we might do a shenanigans one very soon. Very
Yeah.
soon.
But yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. Find us on our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you can watch us on YouTube. By the way, y'all, it's official. Right now, I've been talking about it.
All right, what's going on? What's going on, man? Let them know.
We will be starting video content in the month of September.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yee!
We will be starting video content in the month of September. And if for some reason it doesn't happen, y'all can blame me because it's not his fault. The reason it's taking so long this far is because of me. I'm gonna go ahead and be accountable and throw it out there. So for the listeners to, hit up the Gmail, the Godman Podcast at gmail.com with more ideas and things that you want to talk about, things that you want prayed for, if you want some prayer. And if you want to get at me because I decided to postpone it again and hold up the process, then do that as well. But until then, we will see y'all later. We love y'all. May the Lord bless and keep you. May his countenance shine upon you. And by this shall all men know that we are all his disciples if we show love one to another. Go with the blessing of the Lord.
Yeah, man.